Welcome back to the Honda. This time we're going to be chopping around like normal, doing all kinds of things. Not least of all, making my mind up about the fuel tank. Typically, the moment I start flip-flopping between using the old tank or the new tank and all the various issues around both, I get an offer on eBay. Yes, it's been on there for months, and yet now I get an offer. Typical. Right, first off, let's see if these screw threads fit in this. I think they do. I think I already checked this, didn't I? I'm going to check it again. And while I'm here, I quite like that as it is, with no cap on the end. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to tidy it up a little bit, maybe. I'll probably forget. But I like that, so I'm going to leave it. Well, one does and one doesn't. I suppose they're trying to be helpful, and so you don't confuse the return with the open. And I'll have to work out which is which. But if that's the open throttle, then that's great, because I'm going to use that, and I might not use the return at all. So look out for some jammed open throttles. Yes. I know, I've told the story before. It's happened to me a couple of times. It's quite exciting when your throttle jams open. Well, the good news seems to be that that is indeed the opening one. See, open, shut. I mean, that spring ain't going to break. And there's another little spring somewhere else as a backup, but you know, I don't think we need the return cable. Honestly, I think that's good enough for me. And this is the return cable on top here, which is kind of out of its little socket anyway, because it's all flapping about, so I might just get rid of that. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I don't think we need that. I shall remove it and keep it safe somewhere, just in case I need to put it back. And then in 2 years' time, I'll come across it and think, what the hell's this? There we go, one less thing to worry about. One cable removed. Adding lightness in true Colin Chapman form. So, did anyone else notice when I was chopping the handlebars what I hadn't actually taken into account? Yes, levers. Talk about a schoolboy error. Jeez. Well, it's not the end of the world. A, they might still fit, and B, I can get some blue ones instead of some red ones, because I don't know why I ordered the red ones in the first place, unless I was thinking Suzuki at the time, but of course I didn't need them for the Suzuki, because I used the actual Suzuki handlebars and just chopped a bit off. So, let's see what happens. Well, we're good on that side, but I was fairly confident we would be. Let's check out the other side with the switch as well. Well, yeah, we're good on that side too, so that's a little bit of a relief, to say the least. I mean, yeah. So I'm going to leave them there for the time being, just to remind me of my stupidity. That one actually, you know, I like to angle these levers down, because with drop bars, it's easier on the wrists. So that's about right. Yeah. Anyway. Phew. Changing gears again, because I'm round the back of the bike doing some electrics. Having problems with brake light switches. Yes, as per normal. Anyway, that all came good on the Suzuki, so I have faith in my own meanderings. Meantime, I'm wondering how to finish off these. And I'm wondering if I do, talking of the Suzuki, I do what they did and basically just like a flat edge finish to it. Or if I try and get clever, having tidied it up, obviously. I need to get rid of all these scraggy end bits. If I try and get clever and try and produce some kind of curved finish to it, I don't even know how I'm going to do that. Obviously, I have no welding equipment. I think Bondo is probably not the right thing. I'm just not sure at the moment. So, open to ideas. we have an inspection. Yeah, what do you think? Obviously not impressed. I think they're just hungry. Oh wait, did I mention the choke about 3 episodes ago? Yeah. So again, I'm going to be investigating custom cables because this is what I've got for the choke. This ridiculously long cable, which probably came up here somewhere originally, and we've also got like ridiculously long clutch cable and accelerator cable, even though we got rid of one of them. So I've got 2 options. I can either get some custom made cables, or I can run it somewhere ridiculous under the seat, whatever, and there's plenty of places to mount it like that. Oh look, that looks perfect. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, enough messing around with all the little bits and pieces. I think I need to make a decision on whether I'm going to paint the engine or not. And obviously I will continue to fiddle with bits and pieces in the meantime. But I think what I need to do is take it outside, degrease it as best I can with foaming and otherwise solutions, and bring it back in, look at masking things off, because bearing in mind I'm doing this the lazy way, and the lazy man always does the most work, as one of my favourite friends' mothers used to say, an ancient Greek proverb. So yeah, I'm looking at the bike now. That's what I need to do. I need to just clean it down and mask it off as I would if I was going to spray the motor, without taking the motor out, without taking the carburetors off, which of course all of which you should do, and I'm going to see if I can do it without that, because I'm confident I can get in there with a spray can. It's just whether I can mask everything off that I need to without that getting in the way, you know, like plastic bags and shit. And certainly at the front end, I'm fairly confident about that. So I think I should explore this, just as Sir Edmund Hillary explored the possibility of climbing the world's tallest mountain and achieved it. Now everyone does it and gets selfies at the top. Few die on the way. Well, some people swear by it, some people swear at it, but I thought I'd give this a go for blocking off those the holes in the tubing of the frame at the rear end. Yeah, we used it on the race car and sealed the leak that we had in the, temporarily at least for the race, sealed the leak we had in the carburetor bowl, and it survived. It lasted the whole weekend, no problem. So I'm going to be trying this to start with, because I think that's what they used on the Suzuki, to be honest. Get a nice shiny finish on it. So, talking of shiny finishes, I bought some more engine paint, semi-gloss and low gloss, as in that stuff too. And I'm going to be giving this a shot. I still don't know whether I should put the covers on first or not. I'll let you know. And I got some of this as well, because that acetone stuff is a little stroppy sometimes and starts to actually remove the paint as well if you're not careful. So I'm thinking this is probably more appropriate. Well, I bought myself some little bottle brushes. Actually, I think they're for cleaning those reusable straws. Anyway, they'll help me get in those little crevices there and clean that up as best I can. So I think actually it's going to be a fairly gentle procedure, so I will be putting the covers back on beforehand. For which I shall be using my trusty red goopy stuff, RTV gasket maker. Yes, not sure which end it's going to come out of. We shall see. And that's it, decision made. Old fuel tank is going off to somebody who is going to renovate it. I look forward to seeing the pictures. He said he'd send me some. So there we go. We are committed to the new fuel tank and working out how to avoid the frame with the fuel tap. Never mind the bloody cap. And I've been looking at a lot of Speedos and I've come up with this. It's got to be worth a go for 21 bucks. Because it's nice and discreet and there's nothing else on it. And that's what I want. I just want a Speedo. I'm not even going to use a rev counter on this bike, I don't think. I might, but I'm going to order this and see what it looks like. Free shipping all the way from China. Because this is the alternative and it's all a little bit too much, honestly. I mean, even some of the other views. What are the other views? Well, that's quite nice, I suppose. But look, it's huge. How am I going to fit that on? I don't know. I'm going with my 20 bucks special. Charged up my little battery because it was down to 7 volts and I thought I'd charge these two up at the same time. I didn't realise, but these fizz when you're charging them. You probably can't hear that. But they're fizzing. Well, apparently I don't do enough kind of action shots because I'm still not getting subscribers. So look forward to some more of that. And with that said, let's do some grinding. Scintillating TV. So, Mr. Kawasaki is ready and we're going to be tidying up these ends. Well, that end's quite tidy already, actually. So we're going to cut that same angle, we're going to shave off as much of those bits as we can and then grind it down with, instead of a cutting blade, we're going to be using one of these. For grinding, see? Yeah. A new one, because I think the old one was just polishing, basically. So let's see what happens with that. No, I don't wear those ridiculous goggles to do the grinding because I can't see shit out of them. I wear these ridiculous goggles instead. Well, that has made a really nice job of that and quick work of it too, relatively, with that new grinding blade. So that's cool because that whole kind of flap just came off as soon as I rounded the weld onto the tube shape. So that's looking pretty good. I guess we're gonna have to do it on the inside and then the other side. Yeah, fun. Alright, time consuming, but I think worth it. And my self-deflating seat is quite useful for this because I need to get down quite low compared to the fully inflated version. In all seriousness, on the goggle front, do make sure you wear eyewear when doing shit like this because I think I might have mentioned my grandma was a nurse in the Second World War during the Blitz. And ironically, most of the situations she had to deal with were guys from the armaments factory getting molten metal where they shouldn't, generally in their eyes, which is quite nasty. So be careful out there. Serious note. Apparently, in all the excitement, I forgot something critical. Yeah, it's got to feed the cats. Whatever next. Anyway, that has cleaned up quite nicely. And with a little bit of sanding and a little bit of paint, I think... Yeah, talking of which, I don't know what I'm going to do to the frame. But yeah, got rid of the worst of it. Oh, a bit of a flat edge there, isn't there? It's difficult to see when sparks are flying. Yeah, that needs smoothing off. Alright, the outside edge is really rather nice, and I've even tidied up some of the factory welding a little. A little bit of filler in there, a little bit of that JB weld. And yeah, I did those bits that I cut off earlier as well. So, vast improvement. And well, I had to trim her out. It would be rude not to have a haircut, right? So yes, decidedly shorter, as is this episode. So we're calling it a day on rectifying the frame, and we'll be back next time for some more antics. As usual, thanks for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you thought it was any good. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.